Wraith of Game Wars Gaming for a Cause, and this is Unscripted. On this episode of Unscripted, we will be talking about the illusion of inclusion. So, with that, what I mean is that we have a lot of things, a lot of different views and everything that go on in this world today that are under the guise of what is good for humanity, under the guise of human progress and everything else, to be all inclusive, to be um, uh, that type of stuff. Um, where in actuality, they're good in theories, they're good on paper, but they fail in reality in application. Um, So what it really does is it strips away the individual. It strips away the importance of the self and stifles creativity. It stifles um, personal growth. It stifles uh, growth as humanity in a whole. Um, you know, and I know that throughout this video, there's going to be parts of it that people are going to take out of context and say I'm this and say I'm that. So be it. That's on them, not me. So I encourage you to listen through the whole thing. So what I mean, and if you've known me for any length of time and you've talked to me, you know that there are a few things that, as far as the society's trends and stuff like that, that I really cannot stand. I loathe most of them. It's one is participation trophies, and the reason why is because of the fact that it stifles that growth that comes from losing. It stifles that growth that comes from competition. It stops us from taking a look at the fact that some people are better at things than others are. And what I'm good at, you may not be good at. What you're good at, odds are I'm not good at. Um, we're individuals. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. And, team sports on that note, and working as a team, those are great building blocks that give you uh, the idea of how us working as a group, working as a team can accomplish a goal. Um, but when you start introducing things like participation trophies and not having a clear winner or a loser, you start to get complacent. Well, I'm here. I'm going to get the same thing if I put in this much effort as I do if I go all out. And you begin to and it becomes contagious, and everybody starts saying, "Well, this person he's just sitting around there picking his nose, and he's getting the same trophy as I am, and I'm sitting here busting my butt running this way and this way and all that." So we create a dependent society of people who are, oh well, this is the way it is. I'm going to get the same thing no matter what I do, and you start to develop, when they get into the real world where, uh, there is no participation trophy. You're getting, you know, you're looking at your neighbor who busted his butt and went through school and busted his butt to work his way up at his company and has a nice house, a nice car, and so on and so forth. And you put in minimal effort and you're just getting, yeah, minimum wage at a minimum job. You know, those that type of mentality, and then you harbor, you know, ill will towards them, or you get jealous of them, or so on and so forth. And instead of saying, "All right, that's it, I got to do better," so therefore it takes a longer time for you to get to that point. And some people never get to that point. They're just good with the minimum effort because that spark of competition, that spark of learning how to do better, has been snuffed out because that was the way they were brought up. Um, then the other thing is being politically correct. And I'm going to stop right there and say, yes, I know that someone out there is already thinking, oh, he said it's wrong. We should hate people. We should offend people. We should. No. That is not what I said. No, 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 no. Not under any circumstances is that what I said. What I mean by that is simply this. When we're so worried about offending someone and being politically correct that we stop being individuals, we stop speaking the truth, we stop being who we're supposed to be. Because, oh, this person's offended by this, oh, this person's offended by that, oh, this, and so on and so forth. And then you got so much stuff that's going on that people are being offended by, that the stuff that should be truly offensive, such as sexism, racism, and stuff like that, it gets washed away in a sea of other BS. You know, essentially, these type of things do one thing. They neuter us as Americans. They neuter us as humans. They neuter us as individuals. So, if you've ever had a cat or a dog and everything else that was rambunctious and bouncy and all that good stuff, and then you go and you have them neutered, afterwards they're a little bit more docile and tame. And so, you know, these career politicians and big corporations and stuff like that, you know, that's what they want. They want a neutered individual that has to be told, here's what you like, here's what you don't like, here's what's acceptable, here's what's not acceptable. They create that mentality, that loss of individualism. You know, um, we are all individuals. Yes, we are all, should all be treated equally as far as our value, as far as our as a human life, and our value to society, because we all have a part to play in society. If anybody tells you you do not have a part to play in this society and that you're worthless, they're wrong. Every single person watching this video, every person you come in contact with has value to someone. They have a important part to play in someone's life. Now, there's people in this world that think that I'm because of my family history, I'm worthless. That from where I came from, I'm worthless. But to my family, to my friends, I'm worth something. If I put value in what the world says I'm supposed to be, then I am nothing. But I know my value. It took me a long time to see my value as an individual. So, yes, I'm included in humanity. Yes, I'm included into my family. I am part of a collective of game warriors, of my church, of my state, of my town. I'm a part of that community, but I'm also an individual. So when we start relying on these different type of programs, and those are just two of them, we start relying on that to tell us our self-worth, tell us who we are supposed to be, then we're in a world of trouble. Because then we're giving the power to the people that don't care about you. The only time that a politician cares about you, most career politicians, let me scratch that. The only time they care about you is when it's time to vote them back in. Corporations, majority of them do not care about you until it's time for you to buy their product. I had a manager at one place that it didn't matter. It was all about, what have you done for me today? That was their mentality. Whether they liked you or not, depended on what you did for them that day. So they didn't care enough to look at the whole picture. And yes, I know that corporations, they're out for profit, and I get bosses are the same way. You know, they want the store to run uh, this way and everything else. I get that. I manage the store. I know where that's coming from. But when you get to the point where you stop caring about individuals and you're just looking at it as a whole, you're in a world of hurt. And that's where we're at as a society. We've become so inclusive and everything else that we have neglected the individual. We've stopped looking at the bigger picture. We want to cookie cut our problems. We want to blanket the solutions, and that is not possible. It's not feasible. What you get when you do stuff like that, you end up treating the symptoms and not the problem. Racism is real. Racism sucks. But it's not the problem. It is a symptom of the problem. And it's the same symptom that's been around for hundreds of years. It's the fact that we do not treat each other as an individual. We treat them as a collective. We do not value the individual human life. We want to sit there and put everybody in this lump sum of this, lump sum of that. We stop looking at the individual. So my challenge to you is simply this: to look at the individual, that person that's going through whatever, and see how you can help them and help them. Not expecting something in return, not trying to get likes or subscriptions or money or whatever a lot of these people do. Help them so that way they become successful, and that way they can help someone else as went through what they went through. Stop trying to be a hive mind. We are individuals created with equal value, but with individual skills and individual talents and stuff like that that we bring to the table. There is not a single person alive that does not have a purpose. It is up to us to choose what our purpose is. Whether we're going to fulfill it using our skills and everything, or we're going to just suppress them and become part of the collective. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be a part of a collective. I am me, and I challenge you to be you. Hey guys, it is Charles Almighty Wraith, and
Wrestler 58.
We hope y'all enjoyed our video and everything. Be sure to check us out on all of our other social media networks, such as YouTube,
Facebook,
Twitch,
Twitter,
Instagram,
and Patreon.
And also be sure to like and share the videos. And all right, until next time, this is Almighty Wraith and
Wrestler 58
saying stay awesome.